Okay, so we're going to unpack a lot today, but I know you have a big topic that you want to get into first.
I do. I couldn't resist when I saw this one in the news. So this happened last week, and we're on end of March, let's say, because I know that people tune into the episode at various times. This happened at the end of March. Here in good old Houston, our local booking office's courts computer system went down.
Try to say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, that's actually not the technical term of what this place is, but for the sake of our podcast, we're going to go ahead and call it the booking court.
It sounds really weird when to like put it that way. I don't know what I'm picturing. I was picturing like a horse race or a horse track. You know, guys are like laying down bets.
So what it actually was the Harris County Jail's computer system went down when they were trying to book in just shy of 300 defendants that have been awaiting their,
defendants or accused inmates or convicted inmates. I should say
not convicted. No. These are people that were.
waiting. Okay. You did say court system, so they're haven't been proven guilty.
Yeah,
yet.
These people were charged by the DA's office, right? So it's the DA's system that went down, and they were awaiting to get their hearing for whether or not they are going to get booked into the actual jail full time, whether or not they're going to be able to post bond, things like that. And what happened was the computer system goes down. They get stuck for about 2 days, which goes beyond their rights for waiting for booking. And they were released, all 280 of them.
Because it goes beyond their rights for being held. So they were like, we can't do anything, so you're all free.
Exactly right. So basically they were locked up without what's called their probable cause hearing for more than 48 hours, right? But what's amazing to me about the story is that a simple computer glitch, right, can release 300 people awaiting trial back into the public with no repercussions.
Yeah, I mean, and these are, let's just say, looking at, and I looked at some of this story, there are people that were convicted, not just of like DUIs or DWIs, but theft. There were felony charges, robbery, assault.
Yep.
I mean, there were some people that you look at and you're just like, should something be looked at here? Just we're free.
Right. So when they were running damage control on this whole thing, the first story I read said, oh, no, there's no violent offenders. There's no felons. Right. And then sure enough, the follow-up article the next day, which was March 31st, was, well,
we might have missed that.
Yeah, well, maybe there were a couple in there. But what really gets my goat about this whole thing, I mean, one, right now, Houston and/or Texas really doesn't need any more reasons to be in the news for ridiculous things, right? Like we can't keep the lights on when you can't get money out of the bank, you can't fill your car with gas, all these things. We've gotten so much worse about that. I mean, if my systems all went down tomorrow, Brian, I wouldn't know how to contact anybody, even if I could find a landline. I've only got like 3 numbers memorized out of my thousands of contacts.
Who are your 3 numbers?
My wife, my mother, and my office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Sorry.
I wasn't looking for me.
I were fishing there.
No,
buddy.
no. I was just. I was curious. I would have been flattered.
No, you're not on my memorization list. But besides, we text about 50,000 times a day anyway.
I know that. But I'm just, for me, yours is not on mine either.
No.
Mine are very specific. So
my entire calendar, all of my videos, all of my photos. Now I'm anal retentive, so I have these things backed up in 3 different ways.
Yeah.
But they're all digitally backed up. If somebody drops, an EMP over Houston, my life literally comes to a grinding halt. I can't function.
And you don't have a landline as far as...
No landline,
okay.
No paper. I mean, the only thing I have in paper is my last will and testament. And other than that, like, I got nothing, right? So it's amazing. We don't keep a lot of cash on hand.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to go to the bank. I mean, this is really interesting how much we've come to rely on this stuff. And when it comes down to this court system, what blew my mind is the fact that it's happened 4 times. And they have not come up with a paper backup. They did this by paper for 150 years. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, we got rid of that system. So
well,
no
and
way to
for
write
anyone that
them
thought
down.
that was sticking or saving money in the mattress was crazy,
I buy gold.
Yeah, you look like a genius right now.
Totally, for sure. We talked about the 867-5309 trick whenever you're in a shopping line and they ask if you have like a shopping frequent shopper card.
No.
So anywhere you go, you can try this. Anywhere you go, you're in a different state, you're in a grocery store chain that you normally don't shop in, and they say, oh, do you have the Sprouts card? As long as you know one of the local area codes, just give them the area code and 8675309, and there's always an account.
Really?
Yeah, because someone did it.
Oh, okay.
Someone always has done it.
So you're going to get the discount no matter what. You just don't get the points.
Yeah.
But somebody is raking in on whatever points that everyone's using.
For sure. So if you're in Houston, let's say one of our area codes is 713 and you're to CVS. They say, do you have a CVS? Yes, I do. It's 713-867-5309. Boom, you're going to get the CVS rate.
I'd like to try that.
I have. It works. Try it out. Yeah, it's great.
But where did you try it at?
I've tried it at Publix in Florida. I've tried it at CVS here, and I've tried it at the giant grocery chains.
There's a bunch of employers
I can't do it.
That they've seen a number of companies, introduce this benefit where you get, when you have a new pet, you can bond with them and make sure that they're okay before you eventually have to bring them into the office.
Hang on a second. And this is here in the United States. This isn't like Greece or France or someplace where this makes sense.
Yes, there's a number of places here in the U.S. that have looked at that.
Boy.
So, I mean, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I do understand, but people have had pets and dogs and cats and things for years and never had to have perks like that.
Yeah, it's called vacation and sick time. That you already get this built in with most jobs.
It becomes part of the responsibility, right, of having a pet or an ownership of a pet.
Paternity leave.
So,
jeez Louise, I can't even anymore. I don't know.
But okay,
what world do we live in?
So now there's other perks that I later in this article that I was looking at that they offer for basically everybody at this point, right? Not just the pet owning people. And free lunch was one. Which, let me just clarify with this free lunch. This wasn't like free lunch every day. So it's not saying we're going to feed you every single day. It was like 2 days a week or something like that.
And this is a certain company. I mean,
these are specific. They're trying new things.
Yeah. Imagine tech is leading the way on this.
Well, one of the departments at what was called the Kellogg School of Management has introduced what was called free. They introduced the free lunches for employees 2 times a week. So, but at the same time, I mean, we know food motivates people a lot, but is really having to, if your office said, hey, if you're going to come in, we'll give you twice a week, we'll give you a free lunch, would you be like, ooh, I got to go into work?
This depends on where the lunch comes from.
That's true. But I mean, even if they offer you alcohol,
I'm in. Is it a 9 to 5 gig? I
don't know. I just don't think it's going to, offering somebody a free beer or something, because you're going to get a drink.
That'd be in Germany. In Germany or the Czech Republic, it'd be like a free beer 4 days a week.
Yeah, but they've probably been doing that since time began.
True. Beer with the boss is like, oh, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when they go to lunch, they go to lunch. I mean,
no, that's London, buddy. When they go to lunch, they really go hard at lunch. Very casual.
Well, that poses the question that I'm going to put our listeners and to you. What do workers really want? To get them back into the office, what do you think? I mean, what would you say that workers really want that's going to get them back into the office?
I think I have the answer.
Besides more money.
I think I have the answer. I was thinking about this when you brought this topic here on the fly, and wow, what kind of perk would I want to not get fired? Why are we doing this as a society? Why do we have to bait people to come back to work? Here's an idea. Come back to work or you're fired. There's a perk. You still have a job.
So ultimatum for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. We really need to bribe people to come back to work because they got used to hanging out in their underwear all day long on Zoom meetings. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so, and I understand. You're there to do a job. But I love the idea, and I've been in environments where your place of work is a place that you just want to be all the time, and creating an environment like that and offering things like lunches or a juice or coffee bar where you're not having to go to Starbucks or something like that.
Yeah, that can go a long way.
It does go a long way. And I think that's where, if we're going to go that route, I am more for that. That is where I would love to see this go. If that's the issue of wanting to get people back into the office, create the environment where people just want to be there.
Do you remember in the early 2000s when it was becoming popular for these tech companies to have the quiet, safe rooms where you could go and you could have dead silence and put your head in.
I refer to those as the creepy rooms.
Totally, right? What are those sensory things that you put over your head and put your hands in? And you can like
I have
curl up on the
no
desk?
idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I have to look it up.
So I do know they used to have those shells, they look like the space chairs or whatever, but those like little shells that would have the visor come down so that you'd sit there in silence and
They should make them portable. You wander around like you're in Spaceballs, right? Like, dark helmet, wandering through Google's productivity floor. Hi guys.
I know.
On my way to HR.
And when shit hits the fan, Lone Star. Hey guys, thanks for watching. For more videos and fun, subscribe to the channel. Catch full episodes wherever you get your podcast or go to neighborsdon'tknock.com.